Greetings, party people. Welcome back to ATCpro. This time we're going to be working Albuquerque. North and South radar combined. It's going to be very different from Miami, where you have a lot of different sectors with different altitude restrictions above and below each other. November 990 Victor Uniform Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climbing to flight level 200, Subliner 0 Victor Uniform.
Delta 1463, Delta 1452, clear direct to D9, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Direct D9, flight level 200, Delta 1452.
And flight 1268, contact Albuquerque Center on 133.65.
133.65, good day, and flight 1268.
So it's going to be quite different because we're controlling the entire TRACON. There's just two positions in Albuquerque. There's North Radar and there's South Radar. We're going to be controlling both. In fact, we even are right now as we speak. Let's see here. I'm going to hand off Delta before I forget. F8, C16, and then off to Albuquerque 16.
And flight 1296 is with you, 5,700 for 900,000.
And flight 1296 Albuquerque departure radar contact climb and maintain flight level 200.
Flight level 200 and flight 1296.
Delta 1452 contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8.
Albuquerque Center on 132.
However, instead of managing different sectors and altitudes, we'll be managing altitudes, but for a different reason. And that reason is because we have the joy and fun of mountains this time. Many mountains. Especially to the east here of Albuquerque. So instead of overlaying the altitudes that we own in our sector, we basically own the whole TRACON up to 20,000, flight level 200, which you're going to hear me say a lot. We own the entire TRACON, by the way, which is this whole darker area surrounded by these lines. However, we don't want to crash anybody into a mountain, because that November 0 Victor Uniform, direct fiery.
Direct fiery Subliner 0 Victor Uniform.
Because some people might not be so happy about that, especially the pilots and passengers, you know. So we have what are called MVAs, minimum vectoring altitudes. So you can see different areas with numbers on them. Those are our MVAs. Let's see, handoff, sector 16, SLU. Different areas with different MVAs. For example, this is 11.3, so 1 to 1,300, 9,900. These are the lowest altitudes we're allowed to vector aircraft or descend aircraft in a given area. November 0 Victor Uniform contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8. So, for example, Air Flight 1296 here is currently heading to the south in the 7,000, in the MVA area of 7,200. They're climbing happily. What are they passing now? 7,800? So they're above that MVA. However, they'll be going to Daddy over here. And between them is a bunch of between them and Daddy, their exit gate, is a bunch of mountains. So, specifically this area of 11.3,
5,700 for 9,000.
and flight 1284 Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, proceed on course, climb and maintain 13,000.
On course 13,000 and flight 1284.
So I'm keeping them on a southbound heading until they get above 11.3, 1 to 1,300, so I can clear them direct to Daddy. I can turn them a little bit earlier before they get to 11, as long as I'm confident that they'll be above 8,500, first of all, which they are now, before they get to this area. and 11.3, 11.3 before they get to this area. Now I got 2 departures back to back. That's lovely. Both go in the same direction. So,
departure Southwest 279ers with 26,100 for 9,000.
Southwest 279, Albuquerque departure, radar contact. They have vertical. Did they have vertical though? Let's see here. Not really. So the MVA here is 7,000, so I can't turn southwest until they climb above 7,000, which they are closed. They're going to Pinon, which is over there. So I can just turn them behind a flight tower, handing them to me way too close. Southwest T79, turn right, direct to Pinon. But it's not really going to be a problem. Southwest T79, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Say again, Southwest 279.
Southwest T79, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climbing flight level
I guess I could have turned a flight to the west too, but I definitely couldn't turn southwest to the east because there's an MVA of 8,200 right there, and they're not quite there yet. Oh, now they are, but it's no factor. Not a problem. So the theme of today is going to be waiting until they climb above the MVA so I can turn them. American 1882 Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 200. Yeah, they're not really a positive with southwest there, but flight 1882. Climb and maintain flight level 200.
Flight level 20.
But they will, and the 737 is going to massively outperform the Bonanza, or the whatever Beechcraft aircraft that is. So Amflight here this Amflight is going to Dumb. So they're on their way, they're on course. This Amflight is going to Daddy. And by the way, you can see that over here. Amflight 1296. And their departure gate right there is Daddy. Departure gate. Same thing, I guess. Well,
Albuquerque departure, good morning, M-Flight 1288.
Kind of.
5,700 for 9,000.
Flight 1288, Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, proceed on course, climb and maintain 14,000.
On course 14,000, M-Flight 1288.
And for the departures that are going to Dumb down here, the reason I'm saying proceed on course instead of clear direct Dumb is because they do not understand at all. No matter how many different ways I say it, they don't understand Dumb, which I think, frankly, is quite dumb. I think technically the pronunciation is Dumbems. Flight 1296, turn left, direct Daddy.
Direct Daddy and Flight 1296.
They were at 11.2 when I said that, so I was absolutely confident that they were going to be up above 11.3 before they got to this line right here. Get out at 740, Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climbing flight level 200, United 740.
And hopefully we'll get some arrivals here too. So these 3 in-flights here are going to Dumb. They're on course, climbing to their requested altitude. So no. See here. Oh, whoops. In-flight 1296, event altitude maintain 17,000.
Climbing to 17,000 and Flight 1296.
I just habitually climbed them to 20, but they're actually requesting 17. Sometimes they request altitudes that are actually below the MVA that they'll be passing through, which is lovely. Southwest 279 contact. Albuquerque Center 124.32. We'll see you.
124.32 Southwest 279.
I guess you can't hold that against them. They don't really have a way of knowing. I guess they can look at, like, other aircraft that have done that departure. Not on that route. See what altitude that they request about. It depends on the aircraft, obviously. And the winds and the temperature and all that performance and whatnot. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so previously we were just controlling Miami, So far we've only been seeing Albuquerque departures. However, that's not actually the only airport that we're controlling at the moment. United 740, clear direct inquiry.
Did you want flight for United 740?
United 740, clear direct inquiry.
Direct fire United 740.
So I'm able to turn them because the MVA is 7,200 and they're well above that. In flight 1878, Albuquerque departure radar, contact climb, and maintain 2000.
Climb and maintain 2000, and flight 1878.
In flight 1878, maintain 1000.
Climbing to 1000, and flight 1878.
So there's an example of that right there. So they want to go to FAT down here, and they were requesting 9,000, but there's an MVA of 9,900, so I climbed them to 11. I could climb them to 10. And flight 1254, contact Albuquerque Center on 124.32.
Albuquerque Center on 124.32, good day, and flight 1254.
However, 10,000 is a westbound altitude. West is even, east is odd. Let's see what is Amflight climbing out of the second one. I got nothing else to say to them, so might as well get started on that handoff. You're gone. You're gone. You're about to be gone. Get out at 740, contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8.
132.8 United 740.
I'll wait a little bit before I off them so they don't try to send it back. Like as if I got the order wrong or something. Let's see. They're climbing above. They just passed 10, so I'll turn them pretty soon. Let's see. So Albuquerque is not the only airport we're controlling. We also have Double Eagle up here. Before I forget, we're gonna turn on the information for Double Eagle, which is a towered airport, and we have Mid Valley and Alexander down here, which are non-towered airports. So you might get to see how that works.
Albuquerque departure, good morning, boutique 612 is with you, 5,700 for 900,000.
Flight 1296, contact Albuquerque Center on 133.65.
133.65 and flight 1296.
Boutique 612 Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, proceed on course, climb and maintain 1000.
On course 1000, boutique 612.
And again, I'm just saying on course because I'm lazy and I don't want to. In flight 1882, turn left direct to Daddy.
Did you want fatties for flight 1882?
In flight 1882, turn left direct to Daddy.
Direct that D.
And I don't want to deal with them not understanding dumb. I don't want to deal with them being dumb. Before I finish my previous thought, trying to figure out what to do with Flight 1878 here. By the way, this is the Amflight push, and the boutique push, I guess. The charter push, I suppose. Is it are they charter airlines? I'm not sure. Seems like it. I wasn't trying to say anything there by saying it seems like it. I was just pointing out the fact that I'm guessing. So Amflight 1878, they're climbing to 11. So obviously they can't go into this MVA here. However, they can't turn here quite yet because they still have 2,000 feet to go. And I'm not sure if they're going to make it if I turn them left now. I could turn them way left or way right, but then they would be pointing towards, or at least across the path of these other departures. So I'm going to let them climb for a little bit, and then I'll turn them to the northeast. Oh, they haven't even passed 8. Oh no, never mind. They were at 2,000 before. They were 2,000 to go before now they're 1,000. Okay, let's get you off to 17. Before I forget.
Albuquerque departure EPS 2871, heavy to 6,300 to 9,000.
EPS 2871 heavy, Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climbing to flight level 200, UPS 2871 heavy.
So it's a little bit less busy and complicated than a big, busy, complicated airport like Miami. However, there's a bit more to consider, and it's the fact that you're handling departures and arrivals from multiple airports, which, again, we haven't seen yet, but we might at some point. So UPS just climbed above 6,800, which is the MVA, and they're above 72 and 75. So I'm gonna actually, they're going direct to D9. I don't want to clear them quite yet because they might clip one of these MVAs over here. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. And flight 1878 turn left on 030.
Left to 030 and flight 1878.
And that should put them like right here in this 9,200 MVA. Avoiding this one. And flight 1284 contact Albuquerque Center on 124.32.
Albuquerque Center on 124.
D94.
1284.
Technically, I think you're supposed to have the full data block until they actually leave the airspace. I'm not 100% on that. They're climbing. They're a 7.6.
Albuquerque departure, good morning, citation, November 3953 Kilo is with you out of 6,000.
Well, I'll clear them direct in a second. November 3953 Kilo Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200, citation 53 Kilo.
Okay, let's see. I think that heading for 1878 here is working out. They're already at 94. So once they get above here, I can turn them eastbound. UPS 2871 heavy, turn right direct to D9.
Direct to 9 UPS 2871 heavy.
I said I was going to turn them after I climbed about 3 Kilo, but then I forgot. And flight 1882 contact Albuquerque Center on 133.65.
Albuquerque Center on 133.65 CI and flight 1882.
That's one of the reasons why it's better to do get tasks done early. Do tasks early before rather than late. And flight 1878 turn right heading 080.
Right to 080 and flight 1878.
I was gonna give them, I said eastbound, which is like 090. But I'm gonna give them a little bit more distance from this line right here. UPS 2871 heavy contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8.
Information into UPS 2871.
That's not what I asked. UPS 2871 heavy contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8.
132.8 UPS 2871 heavy.
And by the way, clicking once, or slewing as the cool kids say, fully collapsing their data block, clicking it again will open it back up again. And they're above 10 now, so they're safe. I'm actually, at flight 1878, turn 20 degrees left.
Turn 20 left and flight 1878.
Even 080 was too close. At flight 1280, contact Albuquerque Center on 124.32.
124.32 today and flight 1288.
November 53 Kilo, turn right direct to D9.
Join the Gris 2 departure direct D9 citation 53 Kilo.
You sure? Why not? Go for it. Okay. So that what is it? A citation? Yeah, citation. The citation up here is ready. It's on course to climb to 20, and they're going to 31. I got nothing else for them, so I'm gonna hit F8, which is the handoff button, and then the code for the centers here is just C. So C16, C16, and slew. And then it initiates the handoff to center. Oh gosh. And flight 1878 turned 20 degrees left.
20 left and flight 1878.
I feel like they didn't turn before, maybe. No, they did read it back. But they didn't do it? Maybe I didn't turn them enough. Oh, they're barely skirting it. And now they're flashing. So that means that Albuquerque 16 accepted the handoff. So now I'm gonna verbally hit them off. November 5-3 Kilo, contact Albuquerque Center on 132.8.
132.8 citation 53 kilo.
We had a fun little push there, but now I guess we're allowed to breathe. I was honestly hoping it would last a little bit longer. Okay, let's see. So we haven't had any arrivals yet, but this is Albuquerque right here. Here's runway 8. That's the runway they've been departing off of, and they either turn left or northwestbound heading, or they turn to the south. Depending on where they're going, obviously. And then they stay on that heading until they climb above the MVA, and then I tell them, for example, flight 1878, clear direct to Patty's.
Direct FedEx and flight 1878.
And it is just fat. However, they understand Patty's. Or whatever. I'll leave you to jump to your own. So this is runway 8 right here. This is runway 3 that faces to the northeast. Those are the arrival runways that we can use. There's also, I think, like 1-2 or whatever it is. It's a tiny little runway that not sure how often they use it. And then Double Eagle up here has 17 and 22 in use. This line here is the final approach course for 22. Then obviously this is 8 right here. This is the final for 3. Then once again, this is Mid Valley, and this is Alexander. In a second, if we don't get some traffic soon, I might restart and go to a different time. But for now, let's hand off this flight on Boutique. So handoff, C94, slew, handoff, C17, slew. And it's kind of hard to see. Took a while to realize. At first, I thought when they're going to the south, like Dumb and What Up, I thought they actually go to 94, but really they go to 17 because this line right here differentiates. This line right here, not this line, is the differentiator. Flight 1870, or the boundary. Flight 1878, contact Albuquerque Center on 133.65.
Albuquerque Center on 133.65, good day, and flight 1878.
Boutique 612, contact Albuquerque Center on 124.32.
Albuquerque Center on 124.32, Boutique 612.
So if I toggle this on and off, you can see this line here goes up here, then over here it differentiates the 3 different center sectors. What am I gonna do? We've only been going for about 20 minutes. That's nothing. I'm gonna pause and then find a different time, and we'll see if we can get either different types of traffic or some more traffic in general. I'll see you soon.
51.
Albuquerque approach, citation November 8994, Bravo 15,800 for 15,000, we have November.
Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. November 8994, Bravo, Albuquerque approach altimeter 2995, expect runway 3.
Join the 03 departure to G1 Renko for citation 94 Bravo.
94 Bravo, flighting 260, expect runway 3.
Turn heading 260, citation 94 Bravo.
Flight 1253, descend and maintain 8,500.
Descend and maintain 8,500 and flight 1253.
94 Bravo, expect 3.
Verify runway for citation 94 Bravo.
Flight 1253, expect runway 8.
Expect 8 and flight 1253.
94 Bravo, flighting 250, expect 8.
250, expect runway, citation 94 Bravo.
In-flight 1251, turn right heading 360.
Turn right heading 360 and flight 1251.
In-flight 1251, Albuquerque Airport, 2 o'clock, 6 miles reported site.
Climb and maintain 16,400.
That's not what I said at all.
1251.
In-flight 1251, maintain 7,200 to report Albuquerque site.
Down to 7,200 and flight 1251.
In-flight 1251, Albuquerque Airport, 2 o'clock, 17 miles reported site.
Looking for the airport and flight 1251.
Thank you. In-flight 1253, descend to maintain 7,500, intercept runway 8 localizer.
7,500, join the localizer for runway 8 and flight 1253.
So unlike at Miami, now you actually get to see some approaches. Citation 94 Bravo, descend and maintain 10,000.
Say again, citation 94 Bravo.
94 Bravo, descend and maintain 10,000, maintain 10,000.
10,000, descend and maintain 10,000, citation 94 Bravo.
In-flight 1251, intercept runway 3 localizer.
Join the localizer for runway 3 and flight 1251.
They didn't report the airport site yet, so we're gonna have the intercept, same thing with the in-flight here. In-flight 1253, Albuquerque Airport, 12 o'clock, 15 miles reported site.
Looking for the airport and flight 1253.
So the MVAs 9,900, so I just descended them to 10. So they're at 10, the departures are actually climbing to 9, so even if they cross over each other, it's no factor. In-flight 1251, Albuquerque Airport, 1 o'clock, 15 miles.
Say again, and flight 1251.
Afternoon, Southwest 1570 is with you 6,200 for 9,000.
Southwest 1570, Albuquerque departure. Radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Flight level 200, Southwest 1570.
Now that's a 737, all Southwest are 737s, fun fact. I'm confident that they're going to outclimb this in-flight, and in a second I'll be able to descend in-flight anyway. Worst case scenario, I can turn Southwest to the west, and I'm confident again that they're gonna climb over these in-flight arrivals here. So we're doing visual approaches right now to 8 and 3.
Airport inside and flight 1251.
In-flight 1251, cleared to visual approach runway at 3.
What's the runway 8 and flight 1251?
In-flight 1253, In-flight 1251, cleared to visual approach runway 3.
Cleared for the visual.
So once they are
the
the airport in sight, you can clear them for the visual approach. They'll proceed to the runway. In-flight 1296, descend and maintain 8,500. A little bit late there.
8,500 and flight 1296.
In-flight 1296, descend and maintain 7,200.
Down to 7,400 and flight 1296.
Sure. In-flight 1253, report Albuquerque in sight, 12 o'clock, 13 miles.
Airport inside and flight 1253.
In-flight 1253, cleared visual approach runway 8.
Cleared for the visual for and flight 1253.
In-flight 1251, contact the tower on 120.3.
Albuquerque tower on 120.3 and flight 1251.
So there's no handoffs to tower, you can just do the handoff key F8, T, slew, and then I'll mark them as handed over to tower. Southwest 1570, clear direct to 1 up.
Direct 1 up, Southwest 1570.
They're at 74 and they're already at 96. So they definitely outclimbed. And flight 1296, turn right heading 310.
Right to 310 and flight 1296.
So in-flight 1253 here was intercepting, but now they've decided to do a fun little maneuver to get all the way onto the final, you know. Because why not? Do a little bit of aerobatic practice. So, if you remember at Miami, the departures would be climbing to 7, and the arrivals would be descending to 8. Here, the departures are climbing to 9, and the arrivals, at least from over here, can descend, therefore, to 10. In flight 1253, contact the tower on 120.3.
Albuquerque tower on 120.3 and flight 1253.
However, like I said, if they're no factor, you can just have a Renata 4 Bravo descend and maintain 9,000.
9,000, citation 94 Bravo.
I descended them to 9 because they're actually going to runway 8. I mean, I could send them just to 3, but whatever. They're already expecting 8. I'll finish that thought here in a second. Flight 1296 to report Albuquerque. Insight 2 o'clock, 10 miles.
Airport Insight and Flight 1296.
Flight 1296 cleared visual approach runway 3.
Did you want Shell for Flight 1296?
Flight 1296 cleared visual approach runway 3. Flight 1296 cleared visual approach runway 3.
Clear for the visual approach for runway 3
Oh,
and
whoops.
runway 8 for Flight
They did get it.
1296.
Southwest 1570, contact Albuquerque Center on 124.32. So I descended them to 9 because they were at 7.2. If I descended them to 8, that's not quite 1,000. Southwest 1570, contact Albuquerque Center on 124.32.
Albuquerque Center on 124.3. Good evening, Southwest 1570.
Flight 1296, contact the tower on 120.3. We'll see ya.
Albuquerque Tower on 120.3 and Flight 1296.
So now we have a little bit of some information that popped up because of some of the filters that are applied. They automatically went over the tower because it was taking too long. So this 5.4 here indicates that there are 5.4 in trail of 1251. November 94 Bravo, turn right. Heading 320, descend to maintain 7,500.
320 down 7,500, citation 94 Bravo.
And there was a little, it's called a TPA cone, that appeared in front of them as well, indicating 3 miles, which is the minimum, separation. So I could have descended them to 7,200, because that's the MVA in the area that they're currently in. However, over here, as the astute among you might have noticed, is 7,500. So if I descended them to 72, I would be, I was going to say obligated, but I would be required to keep them to the east and south of this line right here, which I'm not confident I'll be able to do. So I descended them to 75. That's still plenty low enough. I mean, it's only 300 feet of difference. And once I am confident that they're not going to go into this area here, then I can descend them to 72. But it probably won't even be an issue because they'll probably have the airport in sight by the time they get over here. I wish we got some more arrivals, or maybe departures. I was hoping to show you some departures and potentially arrivals from the other airports. I think it's okay, I suppose. No, I think I said it, but I'm not sure. I said most of it, I think, but we're running visual approaches. The requirement for visual approaches that they have the airport or the traffic ahead of them in sight. Or well, I think it's the runway, the airport, the approach lights, or traffic in sight or something, traffic ahead of them. Got another arrival coming up here. November 94 Bravo, report to Albuquerque in sight, 2 o'clock, 10 miles.
Airport Insight citation 94 Bravo.
November 94 Bravo, cleared visual approach, runway 8.
Did you want semester citation 94 Bravo? Clear for the visual for 8.
Close enough, they got it. So they can report the airport, airport runway, approach lights, traffic ahead of them in sight, and then you can clear them for the visual, and that authorizes them to turn and descend toward the runway. And at that point, it's okay if they descend below the MVA, because, again, they have the airport, and any obstructions between them and the airport in sight. Any terrain. Or obstruction, I suppose. Oh, and these MVAs, they're typically 1,000 feet. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna be excited because I was about to be excited because they are doing a steep base or sharp base, squared base, whatever. I was excited because I thought we were gonna get a double eagle departure. But they're doing pattern. For all departures on a double eagle, the tower will call you for release, which is basically asking permission to launch a departure. November 94 Bravo, contact tower on 120.3, we'll see you.
120.3, citation 94 Bravo.
I'm gonna do handoff T, slew, and they're over the tower. They're shipped and something, I don't know if it fits the chips. So MVAs are typically 1,000 feet above.
Departure southwest 2362 with you 6,500 for 9,000.
Southwest 2362 Albuquerque departure radar, contact climb and maintain flight level 20.
Up to flight level 200 southwest 2362.
I just remembered something I didn't get to say. Story of my life. So yeah, MVAs are typically 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle in that area, and they do these big studies to map out the area and all the obstacles and stuff, and determine the MVAs and the MEAs and the MSAs and the MRAs and whatever. I think I made up one of those.
1871 is with you at 13,000.
There we go, another rival. And flight 1871 Albuquerque, approach altimeter 2995, expect runway 8.
Expect runway 8 on flight 1871.
So typically it's in most areas it's 1,000 feet above. In mountainous terrain, I believe it's 2,000 above, whatever the highest obstacle. So the highest obstacle here, which I see that there's a mountain here and a mountain here. So this mountain isn't the peak of this mountain is not at 11,300. It's at 1,000 or 2,000 feet below that. Probably 2,000. I'm pretty sure it's 2,000 above mountainous terrain. Oh, and what I was going to say before is I said the first part, which at Miami, right, departures go up to 7 and arrivals descend to 8, so that gives them 1,000 vertical. And here the departures are climbing to 9, so these arrivals from the east climb, or you can descend them to 10, which works out perfectly because of this MVA over here. Southwest 2362, go direct to baby. Southwest 2362, clear direct to baby.
Direct 80 southwest 2362.
And now I want to make sure that they climb. I mean, that's a 737. They're gonna climb above 14 before and flight. Cross this pass with them. And actually, well, first I'm gonna do handoff the 17 slew, and I'm also gonna do I'm gonna show you the minimum separation tool, which you press tab, you click on one aircraft. You click on another, it'll show them the closest they're gonna get given their current heading and speed. It doesn't account for their route, so if they're gonna turn, if Southwest is about to turn, it doesn't take that into account. It just considers their current velocity, and as you can see, they're not gonna get close at all. Southwest 2372, contact Albuquerque Center on 124.32.
124.32 southwest.
I was about to turn in flight, but then I was like, wait, if they're not gonna get close on their current heading, I don't want to give them another heading until I'm confident that they're at flight 1871, descend and maintain 8,500.
Descend and maintain.
Not gonna converge.
Down flight 1871.
So, they were in an MVA of 10.8, so I could have descended them to that or 11. However, for most of it, they were outside of my airspace, and I was talking, so I just waited until they got past that to send them in more. Oh yeah, so okay, so these are rifles here, descending to 10. Sorry if I jump scared you there. These are rifles descending to 10, departures and climbing to 9. But since I own all this airspace, if I am confident that a departure can outclimb an arrival, there's no point outs because I'd just be pointing out to myself. So I can just climb them or turn them or whatever to deconflict them. The MVAs make that a little extra spicy. Did I ever tell you MVAs minimum vector? No. Okay, I'm getting bored, so I'm gonna call it there. Maybe I'll do another video and find a busier time. I thought this was a pretty busy time, it looked like it at least. I wish there was like a slider, like in some other simulators, where you can just simply adjust the traffic up and down. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. See you next time, don't forget to have fun.